So then, let's get started. I can't recenter the windows with it loading. Right. Okay, so here's the thing that I want to do. I want to try something. So while this is loading, I'm gonna pull up in a tab the website. Oh, why is my all caps on? The website Geocron, which is an interactive world history map, which you can go through time from 3000 BC to the modern day. Well, in one of the versions, the original version, which has most of the stuff to it, only goes up to 2022 for some reason, and then there's a newer version which has far less of everything, but the map changes keep going into the modern day. So I don't know why they did that, but they did it. So 272. Oh no, wait. There we go. And there's Rome. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Neapolis shouldn't exist. We have all this now, and it is that. There it is. Yeah. Okay, so that's all working. So give me a short minute. I'm gonna go through the years here. Rome's next big change is 64 BC when they go into Sicily because of the incidents that were happening there at the time that eventually led to the First Punic War. So this is going to be an interesting case because some of these things here will not. So, because there are now extra cities in some places and everything, that means there's a lot more to do, which means you spend a lot more of your money, which in a normal game would be the case, but I have things to make my life a little bit easier. Because screw some of the stuff here. Prosecutor's Villa? Prosecutor's Villa? What the heck is this? What is it? What is this and why would I want this? Public forum. Expand the city. We're gonna make it a concentrated ground. You will expand. You. And then I can't do anything there. So that was probably a bad idea. I'm not gonna expand you because I don't need to be dealing with look at the flag. That's a cool flag. I do not need to be dealing with that. Okay. But what we can do in here is... Yeah, that's all turned off. Because screw the Civil War system. I hate it. Get married. Okay, we can't do anything with you. I can't hire any politicians. But I do have a mod that allows for women generals. Which I turned that on towards the end of my last playthrough, but now we have that in full. And I have the mod that allows for larger armies. That's good. Okay, so as far as Rome is concerned, even though I'm at war with the Etruscans, I actually don't need to go after them. Because this is about the extent, if I look at my map here, yeah, so if we look at the map here, this is roughly about the extent that Rome had before. If I actually back this up enough. Okay, so Rome went after the Etruscans and destroyed them in 280. In 280, as far as this map is concerned, Rome went north and took out the Etruscans. So technically, the Etruscans shouldn't exist on this map, but obviously it needs you to start with something. And as time went on, like the Semonite War was already done and complete. So in 279, Rome started to move south against Magna Graecia, or I guess that might be Epirus. Who owns that? Oh god, I'm burping a bit. What the heck? But as far as it's concerned, we have. I will go after the Etruscans for the time because I know I'm not showing anything. This right here is about. Why is it not there? There's the proper mouse. It was about this line right here. The Roman border went up to roughly about here-ish. So as far as it's concerned, it's not entirely this, but it's very close. And of course, geochrone is not... Of course, when we're talking about borders at that far back in time, it's not definitive. The actual, like, land borders is not definitive like it is today, where we actually have strict boundaries and lines, and you can definitively say right here at this point is when you cross over to this other jurisdiction. At this point in time, what was the border? If it wasn't a natural land border, say like here where it was the rivers into the mountains and then the mountains to another river that went all the way out, then the border was literally just made up. But if it was if it wasn't from complete natural boundaries, then it was literally wherever a fortress sits. So, to jump in ahead of time, so roughly the border between Persia and Rome was about here-ish. For a good chunk of direction, like, if you look at a map, you will see a line. You will see, like, what seems to be a definitive line between Rome and Persia. But in reality, there was a no man's land between. It was a piece of land where nothing is really going across unless it's, say, trade or travelers or merchants or whatever have you. But for the most part, there was no actual control because it was Rome's line of fortresses and Persia's line of fortresses. And that's where the border would have been and would have been set. And that's it. Oh, look, we have some of the 7 wonders marked out. Oh, that's cool. I never noticed that. I don't know if that's from the mod or if that's actually normal. Whatever. But, yeah. The only thing that Nova Roma does make a bit of a pain with is you cannot see where the actual border is because it's just not here. So we will have to be very careful about setting our armies in places. Yeah, but say it's like, yeah, this little town is in the Etruscans' territory and this little town is in Rome's territory. So as far as it goes, this area right here is a no man's land. Nothing is here. There wouldn't really be there could be farmland, but it's like there really is nothing here because there's nothing here for them to definitively say this is mine. As far as they know, as far as either side is concerned, the concern would be this is theirs and this is ours, and that's how that is. So we will go after the Etruscans and do this. But this should be owned by Carthage. I understand game-wise that the Etruscans will start out with a little bit more because them just starting with this is kind of a bad position, so giving them this is good. And Carthage also owns, like, all of this. But also at the same time, what Rome Toon's start is, yeah, Carthage at the time did own, like, these islands, most of Sicily, and then like a lot of this, and then the coast around Spain and North Africa and such. So they have a nice good start, just like they do in the game defaultly. But it's understandable in my mind that the Etruscans get Corsica, even though Carthage should own it. So as far as it's concerned, the Etruscans, I'm just going to leave them there. They can just stay there. I can go after them another time. Now, there is one issue, is I wanted to have that's my money, 272. I wanted to have the 4 turns per year mod on, but if you turn that on, or at least the one that I have, it gets rid of the names, so you don't know what the names of any of the settlements are. So that's a bit of an issue. And I mean, like, it erases the names. I don't even think the bars are there. So you really just have to be like, I think that's a settlement. I don't know. Maybe these are. Clearly they're not. But it's like in the case like here, like the settlement that should be here is gone. And then you have this. But the name is gone. Where's that other place? It could have been this. It could be this. It could be this. It could be this. You might not think it was this. Oh, yeah. One of the places that Parabellum's factions turned on walls, added walls to was here in Rhodes. That was one of them. So that would have been cool, but we're not going to get that. Oh, Athens is changed. Huh. It's not the owl. Okay, so what I want to do, obviously, we're just going to do that. Supply reforms. Holy crap. I don't think that was 7 before. God. Jesus. So what I'm going to do, can I add to you? I can. You have enough of that. Ugh. It is a great and glorious. That's not great, but whatever. Actually, yeah, no. Add that. Have that, have it, and we are going to move on with it. But you are going to work your way up here. I'm not going to worry about it too much because we have what is essentially 8 turns. That's not a whole lot, but that's enough. Edict. You say put an edict. What? Oh, Italia has moved to be Brundisi. Then what the heck is wrong? Latinium. Okay, so it completely changes the provinces too. Sweet, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know what mod does this, but screw it if I don't like it. Land distribution, tax collection, corruption, third-class citizens, plus second, first. Tax rate well generated by slaves, and I'm not going to have any of those. Romanization. What's going on detail-wise? It's all Roman. 70%, so I don't really have to concern about that. Oh, I have the population for Parabellum turned on, so there's that. Mare Nostrum. Wait. Establish an empire with a maritime domain is essential. Sure, that would be a good place for that. So we could do that and end the turn now. Okay, they're gonna run away. That's fine. Go through all that. There we go. So with that, there's nothing I want to do with you here, but you on the other hand, and the game crashed. All right, let's try this again. End the turn. Do not crash.
War. A man's calling is war, not weaklings.
Why do you want that? Why do you want that? Also, I could have... What I forgot to do was go into diplomacy and see who wanted to trade.
Enter, friend, and speak.
Do you want trade? No, you don't. Do you want trade?
If I can give
No,
you...
you don't. Why? You seem to have anger issues. Hey, if shit don't want to work, I'm gonna get mad at it. Because shit should work.
Will find an attentive ear.
Nope.
Well met, friend.
Do you want trade?
Sit.
Nope.
Greetings in the
Do
name
you
of
want trade?
Hermes.
Nope.
Welcome.
Do you want trade? You're usually pretty happy with me. Yeah!
You can drink and give
Massalaya, you're always friendly with me. Too bad at some point I'm gonna have to come and kill you. Okay. Oh god, that was a terrible one. Oh. Okay, so...
ready for battle.
Okay, so what I want to do is... First off, save game. And now we do stuff. You can be a public forum. Expand. I can't afford this. Great. I probably could afford another unit or so, but I don't entirely want to do that at this moment. At this moment, I don't want to do that. Let's go to Artium. Percentage-wise is even across the board. Let's fight it. Oh, boy. Why is your... Why is your icon... What is it? Pepe the Frog? Roman, why is your icon Pepe the Frog? Is Rome 2's combat system just easier? Oh. Hold on. My computer's too powerful for this game. I forgot. I always forget. Yeah, is the combat in Rome just easier than the other games? Or is it just because, or do I just find it easier because I've played it so much? Oh my god, that's loud. Like, this is a legit question because it's like, the combat in, like, Warhammer, because it has, like, actual guns and such, I can understand where it's like that. I just kind of need to get used to. But Attila, it was almost like the weaponry type and how the scaling on those was reversed. Where it was like spears were stronger than swords instead of swords being stronger than spears. Or is it just like, it's just harder? Of course, those AIs are also smarter than the AIs in this game. It is Johnny Depp as Pepe the Frog. With a mega pint. I can kind of see that. I don't know, it's kind of hard to see the Johnny Depp part of it, but I'll trust you on that. Doesn't matter where I put you. Oh yeah, we have double unit sizes, so nice, very large battles. I know how these guys work. The levies are always a pain in the ass because you need to have them so far back before they actually fire, because for some reason they're just broken. Yeah, we have double unit sizes, which is why these guys are at 320, because they're new. Move forward, men! But walk so you don't tire yourselves out. I don't play much of Rome anymore, so I can't say. I think what I need to do is... I think I'll just play some of the games that are older than Rome, just so I can get more attuned with, like, different types of units and weaponry, while also playing with an AI that is kind of dumb. Instead of throwing myself into something completely unfamiliar without having the knowledge or ability to handle it. Also, what was I gonna say? I can't remember. There was something else I had in mind. I can't remember what it was. Oh my god. Would you... Here's a question. Should I do Prussia in Napoleon or Empire? Because I want to do either of those games, and while Empire would be my preferable, that game is unstable and has a high likelihood of games just flat out dying and then you can't progress. Because of how absolutely busted up that game is. While Napoleon is far more put together and has a far less likely chance of something like that happening. It is from his trial. Ah. That shit was funny. Also, why did they change, like, being able to move armies like this from just flat right-click to alt-right-click? I don't see the point. It's not like they changed right-click to be anything else other than highlighter box. Which clearly works enough here when you could just hold and drag. And you still have to do that. You still have to hold and drag. Your choice. I think I'll do Prussia in Empire. Also, this campaign particularly is going to be historical Rome. I'm not going to be like, we're going to set the armies here, then hope a battle actually goes into place and hope the AI actually applies to it. No, it's literally, I'm just going to move my Rome. I'm just going to expand Rome historically and try to keep the time frame roughly correct. Okay, army, start running. So we're gonna play mostly accurate Rome. So I'll just declare war on whoever I need to declare war on with. And then just do whatever from there. And the volume is weird. I guess it's wrong. I'm going to turn music down a little bit. Because that's pretty high. There we go. Now you can hear the clanking better. Fight, men, fight! Alright, take you guys. We're going to move you out like this a little bit. Take you guys. We're going to move you out like so. Take you guys and just right here like this. You guys, we're going to move you over here like so. Everybody have your targets. Perfect. Yeah, come on in. Boop, 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 boop. You. That. And now with you, and you, we're going to say here. Nope. Oh, if I can click stuff right, that'd be great. Right there. No, don't go to melee mode. Why are you engaged? Get back. We're gonna that out a little bit. You can now get sat back behind them like so. Oh, they're gone, they're gone, they're gone. Seems good to me. Alright, General. Time to rack up some experience. Actually, never mind. Fuck it. Yeah, I'm gonna do Prussia for Empire, because I feel like Napoleon would be a little bit tougher, just simply because if France comes after me, I'm kind of fucked. Russia seems like one of those where it would seem like it would be easier because it's big old Russia. But Russia is historically and currently a broken country with an absolutely craptastic economy. And also an absolute titanic amount of corruption. It's not good. It ain't good. Now I remember what I wanted to say before. I wanted to say, like, Medieval 3. Do you have any idea of when Medieval 3 is going to come out? I would like to know this. Because that is definitely what I want to do. And I feel like, obviously, it would probably be somewhat similar to Warhammer. Maybe without the gunpowder, but... Or maybe it might be closer to Attila. Because that's kind of like early that's like late antiquity, early medieval right there. But it's like, do you have any idea of when Medieval 3 is going to drop and come out? Because I really want to do Medieval 3. Because I like how the early Total War games are before Empire. I'm not a giant fan of some of those operations with that. I'm like, there's just things about it that are just like, no. Stay away from me. Decisive victory. Hi, hoorah! We're gonna occupy you.
We hunger for battle.
Now we know where you're at.
How can I be of assistance?
Get over here and tell me what's over there.
No further orders.
Can I do anything? No. Fantastic. Okay, I don't like how I only have one port. That's kind of the nice thing about Neapolis. I guess that's fine. It's fine. Okay, so there's that. There's really nothing I can do here because well, I guess I could recruit. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, I can recruit. Again, there's enough of that, so I'm just gonna do one more spear and then Hestate, and then just build up on Hestate, who have spears or javelins, which obviously the units do have javelins, but they're sword units. Whatever. That is going to be a bit of a pain. That's going to operate like that. I don't like that. I don't like that too much. Whatever. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna bunker down.
Shall we hack at each other until our enemies can gorge themselves on warriors' flesh? Or will it be peace?
You declare war on me and then immediately want peace. What is wrong with you? I'll take it. I'll take it because I have no intention of going over there anytime soon. But I'm absolutely going to drain you for as much money as I can possibly get. Wow. Oh my god. 4,500? Wow. How about 5,000? Okay, it looks like that's about the cap. Thanks for the free money. It is either 2028 or later. Oh, are you serious? Man, they were pumping out Total War games like crazy for a while. When did Warhammer come out?